Hey everybody, before I get started, I just want to mention a couple of ways that you can engage with me on a more personal level. I have a few avenues set up and I keep focusing on one, and I figured why don't I make a short little video talking about all of them real quick before we get into these episodes. So first thing, Patreon. There's a link in the episode description and every episode description to the Patreon, as well as a video on the feed called Major Announcement that has all the details of what each tier offers and how much they cost. I implore you to check that out. I offer a lot of cool shit for my patrons. Second thing, the Discord channel. There's also a Discord link in the episode description and in every episode description. I have multiple channels set up there for each show that I'm covering, and it's a great way to just engage with me. I have a channel set up for MMA talk as well. I'm a big MMA fan, so if you're an MMA fan, you can check that out as well. There's a link to the Discord in the episode description. And then lastly, the Facebook and Twitter. Social media. Follow me on there. I post news on there. When I say news, I mean like, hey, I'm stopping covering this show. Hey, I'm starting covering this show. Let me know what you think about this. I do live watches of things on Facebook where like I'll check in and say I'm watching so-and-so show, and then I'll like live comment while I'm watching it, and that'll be cool if maybe you watch that show too and you want to watch along with me, or you're watching it later and you will see my thoughts, which are usually pretty entertaining because I'm usually pretty high when I'm writing them. So check out all those links in each episode description, and let's talk about this episode. Peace.
One mic, one mic. Yeah. All I need is one mic. One mic. Yeah. All I need is one mic. One mic. One mic.
Hey everybody, welcome back to One Mic, where I watch shit so you don't have to. And today I'm here to talk about the Blue episode of Netflix's Kaleidoscope entitled 5 Days Before the Heist. So this was the third episode I got, and as of now, the episodes are still moving in chronological order. I got 7 years before, and then I think I got 6 weeks before. Now I got 5 days before. It doesn't feel too random to me, but this one starts off with Leo running off the 7 jobs they have to do to successfully beat Roger. And I'm not going to list all of them, but I am going to cite a couple that I found to be interesting, which was the vault hallway that tracks your gate, and then this 3-part security system. The 3-part security system is something you are, and then it scans Roger's face. Something you have, it scans this little rock-looking item that Roger has, and then something you know, which is a password that Roger knows, and the password cuts off these temperature sensors or whatever that monitor the temperature in the vault. And if it goes above 73, a bunch of shit happens. It's bad. I don't know. I missed it. Whatever happens when it hits 73 happens. I don't know what it is. But Leo says they can't get that password because only Roger knows it, and he changes it all the time. But he put a software patch in that can essentially cut off the temperature shit anyway. I don't know how you get past the rest of that stuff. The thing that tracks your walk and the thing that scans your face, good luck. I don't know how you do that one. Oh, and the little rock item. I don't know. I feel like the face thing, not a big deal, but the rock, like, I'm not gonna say not a big deal, but at least I could figure out ways. Actually, no. If it was eyes, you see that a lot in sci-fi, where they get an eye and they just take someone's eye, or they make a fake eye. But his whole face, I don't know. But after the whole crew meets and Leo lays out all these jobs and all of that, Leo walks past Ava outside on the phone looking super suspicious with really conspicuous body language, and he doesn't do anything. And I mean, I noticed, like if I'm in the middle of planning a heist and I see one of my crew members outside on the phone looking like that, standing the way she's standing, looking really secretive and nervous and conspicuous, I'm probably gonna ask about it. But he decides not to for whatever reason. Also, we see Stan pick up some bees for Ava. I have no idea what the plan is for bees. How you use bees in a heist, I don't know. Another side thing about Stan, he reminds me of Huey from The Boys, and like the whole time I'm watching this, in my mind, it's hard. I keep calling him Huey, even though I know his name is Stan. He doesn't sound like him, but he looks like him, and he feels like a similar character. But anyway, Leo breaks into Roger's house with great ease, and again, I'm not a writer, but like, why would the head of a security place who claims to have a vault that is impenetrable, one of the best ones in the world, do such a shitty job of securing his own house? But for whatever reason, Leo breaks in there with great ease. He snatches a fingerprint off of Roger's glass. He puts a whole dropper of something into his contact lens solution, and it's a whole dropper when the directions say to just put one drop in. So he goes in there, causes a lot of trouble. He sees a picture of Roger's family and a watch that, for whatever reason, those things set him off, and he leaves. And that's all we see of that scene at that time. The triplets, who I mentioned in a previous video, they ask Roger to essentially launder their bonds, and I don't know who they think he is. Like, I thought he was just the head of the security company. He's not Walter goddamn White. I don't know why they think he could, like, wash their dirty bonds, but whatever. They ask him about this for whatever reason. Also, Roger starts to get blackmailed in this episode. He gets a call from a disguised voice and an email from, I shit you not, I paused it and read the whole email address. And look what I found at protonmail.com. and it shows a picture of him with the name Graham Davies. So now I know Roger also has a past that caused him to have to change his name as well, just like Leo did. But I guess we're going to have to find out later what caused that. So the person who's blackmailing him wants $4.3 million in 3 days, and this essentially gives it away that gives away to Roger that it's the fired senior vice president from the last episode, Andrew. And again, I have to wonder, how does this scene land if I didn't get that episode before this one? It's super convenient that I saw Andrew get fired in the last episode, and I can be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's that guy. But what if I got this episode first? And I'm like, who is this guy? Like, how did he figure this out? How does he know that this guy even would know his net worth? Like, so, like, I don't know. It's one of the things that I'm noticing as I'm watching, where I'm just like, okay, that worked so well that now I have to, like, now I'm calling things into question, because I'm like, yeah, it makes perfect sense that this would happen. But I'm like, but these are supposed to be random episodes. Like, what if they've been reversed? And now I'm seeing Andrew being caught for being this person who blackmailed Roger, and I'm like, how does he even know who this guy is? Like, how does he even know this? But Andrew doubles down, because Roger knowing that it's him doesn't change the reality of the circumstances. So Andrew doubles down and says he still wants the money. So of course, presumably Roger has his henchman Carlos kill Andrew. Hannah decides that she needs to call an eye doctor for Roger because of whatever was put in his contact lens solution. And of course the eye doctor shows up, and it's Stan in a not a very clever disguise, like a Party City doctor outfit. But now I understand, one, how they're getting Roger's face, and two, why Leo is putting the stuff in his contact lenses. So good scene right here. This is where they scan Roger's face. It looks like they're doing it under the pretense that it's scanning his eyes, but they're scanning his whole face. We also learn how they're going to get past the software patch being found. They're going to use the flooded subway water, because they have an impending hurricane. They expect that to flood the subway. They're going to set off explosives to drain that water into a tunnel that runs above the vault. That water is going to hit some sort of chemical substance that Judy knows how to make, and that's going to explode, and it's going to break those temperature sensors in the vault, because this water is above the vault. Pretty complicated and convoluted plan, but that's what I gained from it. That's what it is. So they also mentioned that Stan will have to help Bob turn the locks because of his hand that got shot. And again, what if I hadn't seen that in the last episode? I'm like, what are you talking? Like, what's wrong with his hand? What are you talking about? His hand doesn't work. But I feel like that wouldn't have been as bad, because I'd be like, okay, well, I'll find out what happened to his hand at a different point. But like I said, if I hadn't seen the last episode, how would I feel about not knowing? How would I feel about Bob having his hand hurt? Like what would that mean to me? So let's see. Last thing, the episode ends with everyone prepping for the heist. Abasi mentions something about a mole, and I can't help but think about Ava's suspicious body language earlier in the episode. And Judy gives RJ a gun, and he hugs her for it, which seems like a misplaced response. Like, I don't know how that's a thing you hug for, but that's how we end this episode. So I'm gonna wrap this one up, and I will come back after I finish the next one. Peace.